Hello everybody. In today's training, I'll be revealing how can you lose 20 to 30 pounds of fat within the next 6 months as a management consultant by basically mastering the fundamental principles of calories, macronutrients, and metabolism. You see guys, as management consultants, hopefully you are one if you are watching this video, you probably thrive on efficiency and strategy. And in fact, your approach to nutrition should be no different. Instead of following extreme diets or relying on unsustainable and very strict habits, this video will show you how can you use science-backed strategies to fuel your body, optimize fat loss, and sustain high energy levels in a sustainable and enjoyable way. Because if it's not neither of these things, you'll not stick to it in the long term, okay? And yeah, you need to basically master these fundamentals to be able to take control of your health while still performing at your best in your job. So before deep diving into the topics, I just wanted to quickly show you my transformation. Here on the left side, you can see pictures of myself with some muscle mass for sure. I already had a good experience with working out, but my nutrition was really bad. Okay, I didn't put effort into nutrition at all. I didn't know. I was just eating whatever I wanted. Sometimes I tried to go for crazy fat loss phases where I lost a lot of weight in an unsustainable way, which doesn't play out in the long term. On the right hand side, you can see myself much leaner. This is currently how I look most of the time. And I'm enjoying my nutrition. I'm never hungry. I feel very happy. I feel energized. I eat things that I like. And yeah, basically I learned how to master the nutrition for myself, how to master nutrition. So, with that being said, why is it important to understand calories, macros, and metabolism? Especially for consultants, your time is very limited. Your energy has to be super well used. You need to maximize how you use your energy. And the nutrition and whatever you eat will really play a big role on this. The more you know about nutrition, the better your food choices, the more energy you will have, okay? The better you'll feel, the leaner you'll be. So the nutrition is key for your success in your career and for your health, of course. And now deep diving into each of the topics. Why is it important to know calories? Calories are basically the fuel that your body uses to function properly. Whether you are working at a desk, going for a run, or for a workout, your body burns calories to perform every activity. Number two, macronutrients. This is the second level of after calories. This is what you need to focus on. These are the nutrients your body needs in large amounts, whether it's protein, carbs, or fats, and each of them play a super important role in your life, in your health. Number three, metabolism, which is an overlooked topic but super important, and this is basically how effectively your body converts food into energy. And the faster your metabolism is, the better, because the more calories you burn, the more flexibility you have in your life to eat more things. You have a little bit more freedom when your metabolism is higher, okay? So we will deep dive into these three topics, not into crazy level of detail, but at least at a high level. And of course, if you want help, personalized help specific for your own lifestyle, especially if you are a management consultant, please message me or book a call with me. I've helped many management consultants finally fix their health and fitness whilst considering their day-to-day life and the nature of your work as a consultant. So first, breaking down calories. At the core of fat loss, and I'll be focusing on fat loss, but this training really applies to any goal that you might have, but most of the case I feel like fat loss is the main primary goal of consultants. So the main principle is the caloric balance. This refers to the relationship between the calories you consume and the calories your body burns. And you have three alternatives here. You can either be at a caloric deficit, at a maintenance, or a surplus. And I think the names are very self-explanatory. If you want to lose weight, you need to go for a caloric deficit, where you basically consume fewer calories than your body burns. If you want to maintain your weight and basically improve your health, you basically eat the same number of calories your body burns. And lastly, if you want to build muscle and gain weight, you basically need to consume more calories than your body burns, and this is basically a caloric surplus. So for management consultants, it's super important that you balance your energy needs with your busy lifestyle. Going for extreme calorie cutting might feel tempting because, as I said, if you want to lose weight, you need to consume fewer calories than your body burns. And you might think, oh, okay, so I'll just eat 500 calories a day. But that's not the approach, guys, okay? And this is actually the practical tip that I wrote down here to give you a more specific example. Let's say that you want to lose weight. What should you do? Number one, you need to start to calculate your total daily energy expenditure, and you can find a calculator online that gives you this number. Of course, it's not 100% accurate, but it's a good starting point. Let's say that your calorie maintenance are 2,500. If you want to lose fat, go for a caloric deficit, you basically remove 300 calories. You start with a short, small deficit of 300 calories. So in this case, you would go to 2,200 calories. And this will allow you to burn fat in a sustainable way, in a way that you are not super hungry or not hungry at all. Your energy levels are still high. And it's super important that you eat the highest amount of calories that still allow you to lose weight. And then you adjust the calories along the weeks. So that's basically at a very high level what should you do in terms of calories if you want to lose weight. Now, what are macros? These are basically the building blocks of your diet. And this is what feeds calories, okay? You have three types of macros, all of them super important. Protein, fats, and carbs. You've heard about all of this stuff, but you probably don't know much about it. Protein. This is the muscle builder and fat loss ally. They have 4 calories per gram of protein, and they basically help build and repair muscle tissue, which is super important, especially if you are working out at the gym or at home, whatever. On top of this, it's for sure, by far, the most satiating macronutrient. So it will be super useful if you're trying to lose weight, because it will make you feel more full, and you will basically avoid overeating or feeling hungry. And for this macro, I would aim for 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. The more muscle you have, the closer you should be to the 1 gram. But for most people, I would say 0.7 is a very good start. So if you are 200 pounds, you should try to go for 140 grams of protein. Now we move to fats. Fats basically are as important as protein, and most people do not know this. They actually think fats are bad for you, and they avoid fats, especially for people who want to lose weight. But they play a very important role in hormone regulation, including hormones that control your appetite and metabolism. They also help you feel satiated and feel good. And basically, they should make up around 20 to 30% of your daily calories. And we know that 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. So if you are consuming 2,300 calories, you should aim for 50 to 70 grams of protein, more or less. With fats and carbs, I try to be a bit more flexible. So protein is non-negotiable. It should be extremely high, the 0.7 at least. But fats and carbs, you can be a bit more flexible. You can play with them. Some people prefer to have a higher fat intake, others prefer a higher carb intake. So you need to understand what kind of foods you like more and that make you feel more satiated. So this leaves carbs for the end. These are basically the energy provider. Again, I think most people think that carbs are the enemy, especially if you want to lose fat, but it's basically the primary source of energy. It fuels your brain, your muscles. So if you are working really hard in your office, you need energy that comes from carbs. Or if you are doing a really intense workout, you need carbs. Of course, there are good carbs and bad carbs. Primarily try to go for the good carbs. So avoid processed sugary food and go for more complex and non-processed carbs like oats, rice, potatoes. That's the ideal scenario. And basically they should make up around 40 to 50% of your daily caloric intake. But again, I would say there is a bit of flexibility between carbs and fats, okay? So yeah, these are the three main macronutrients, and I think you've kind of understood how you should calculate your calories and your macros. Of course, this is at a very high level, but yeah, I think it's a good first level understanding. Now, metabolism. Metabolism is, I feel like it's not talked enough at all. So metabolism is basically how your body turns food into energy. And in fact, it has a big genetic component, meaning that some people naturally have faster metabolisms than others. But there are ways to speed it up, okay? And you should really try to speed it up because you'll gain a lot of advantages from it. So number one, build more muscle, okay? The more muscle you have, the more calories that you burn at rest, okay? So if you have a higher muscle mass, you have more freedom to eat more things without gaining fat as much, if that makes sense, okay? So that's number one. Try to incorporate strength training into your routine. Number two, eating enough protein. Again, protein is the most important macronutrient, and it has a very high thermic effect, meaning that your body burns more calories digesting protein than it does digesting other macros like fats and carbs. So prioritize protein in your diet. Number three, staying active throughout the day. So be on top of your workouts, whether it's running or going to the gym or whatever. You should try to stay active throughout the day, whether it means going for a short walk, going on the bike, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. This really boosts your NEAT, which also contribute to your overall calorie burn. And lastly, and super important, especially as a consultant, I know it's a big problem for consultants, it's getting enough sleep. I know you guys you think you have a big trade-off between getting in an additional workout or getting more sleep, but you need to find a way to balance this. You need to find a way to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, because otherwise you will slow down your metabolism, you will increase your cravings for high calorie foods, and you'll just feel shit. So you need to find a way to balance everything. Okay guys, so yeah, basically your metabolism can be easily influenced by your daily habits, and there are a few guidelines, principles that will really help you boost your metabolism. Of course, I didn't cover everything. I just gave you 4 tips that I find them super important, but there are many more things that you can do. Lastly, how to apply everything that I've covered so far, all this knowledge, into your consulting lifestyle, because this is probably the most difficult part for you. How do you balance everything, especially when you are working 14, 15, 16 hours a day? So here I wrote down some steps. I wouldn't say they are in an order of importance, but number one, you need to understand how many calories you should be eating and the macros that you should be consuming. Once you know this, you can create a game plan. You have more specific guidelines that you can follow. So I suggest that you guys download a food tracker app. MyFitnessPal is super well known and it's super easy. It has a huge database of millions of food sources from different brands and so on. So download MyFitnessPal and start tracking the food that you consume using this app. This will basically give you a better understanding of how many calories you are consuming, and try to reach your calories and macro targets. With this app is really easy. This is really the first step that I give to all my clients, so they become more aware of what they are eating, they become more knowledgeable, and over time they will become independent if they really master these topics. And yeah, I would say that I just covered point 1 and 2. Point 3 is focus on consistency. Of course, it's impossible to be perfect with your calories and macros every day, okay? Especially as a consultant where you have sometimes very little control of what your day will look like. But try to have a balanced approach over time. Try to stay consistent 80% of the time. That would be good. You'll make very good progress, okay? On the other 20%, just do whatever you have to, or eat whatever you want, but at least 80% try to be consistent. And it's really easy to be consistent even with a tough schedule, okay guys? And I can definitely help you manage everything specifically to your own lifestyle and needs and the foods you like and so on. And yeah, lastly is fuel for performance. It's not just about the calories and macros. Of course, in essence, to lose fat, this is what is the key step, but it's also very important to choose the right food sources, okay? 500 calories of McDonald's is not the same quality of 500 calories of chicken and rice. The quality of the food matters to how you feel and for your health in the long term. So avoid relying on bullshit food, sugary snacks and so on. Of course, sometimes you have to, but avoid it. Final thoughts, okay guys? So basically, understanding the science behind calories, macros, and metabolism will give you the tool to take control of your nutrition, okay? This is the basis of the basis. It's more important than the exercises or the workouts you're following. Especially if your primary goal is fat loss, nutrition is everything. And you can easily lose 20 to 30 pounds of fat and improve your health as a consultant without going into crazy diets or sacrificing your productivity at work. So finally, I want you to start taking action today. So calculate your TD, find a calculator online, and then start tracking your meals with macros in mind using MyFitnessPal. Focus on small sustainable changes and incorporate more changes over time. And yeah, it's really like a snowball effect, okay guys? You'll see the drastic changes you'll see in your body if you start applying these principles. So yeah, if you want to work with me, please book a call or send me a message. I have a few slots open for more clients. So thank you everyone, and I will see you in the next video.